When people talk about the future of the planet, technology is often presented as the solution. Cleaner energy, smarter cities, electric vehicles, carbon capture. There's a growing belief that innovation will fix environmental problems without requiring major lifestyle changes. But can technology really save the environment? The honest answer is not by itself. Technology is powerful, but it's not magic. It can solve certain problems extremely well, but it can also create new ones. And more importantly, it operates within the same economic and social systems that caused many environmental issues in the first place. To understand whether technology can truly make a difference, we need to look at what it's already doing and where its limits are. Let's start with one of the most important areas, energy. For decades, fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas have powered global development. They're efficient, relatively cheap, and deeply embedded in infrastructure. But they're also the main source of greenhouse gas emissions. This is where renewable energy comes in. Solar panels, wind turbines, and hydroelectric systems have improved rapidly over the past 2 decades. Costs have dropped, efficiency has increased, and adoption is accelerating in many parts of the world. In some regions, renewable energy is already cheaper than fossil fuels. That's a major shift. It means that, at least in theory, we now have the tools to reduce emissions from electricity generation without sacrificing economic growth. But there's a catch. Renewable energy isn't perfectly consistent. The sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. This creates a challenge for maintaining stable power grids. To solve that, we need better energy storage, mainly batteries. Battery technology is improving, but it still has limitations. Producing batteries require materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Mining these materials has environmental and social impacts of its own. So even as we move towards cleaner energy, we're not completely eliminating environmental costs, we're shifting them. Now consider transportation. Electric vehicles are often seen as a key solution for reducing emissions. They produce no exhaust while driving, which improves air quality in cities. And when powered by renewable energy, they can significantly lower overall carbon emissions. But again, the full picture is more complex. Manufacturing electric vehicles, especially their batteries, require significant resources. If the electricity used to charge them comes from fossil fuels, the environmental benefits are reduced. And beyond that, electric vehicles don't solve issues like traffic congestion, urban sprawl, or the environmental cost of building roads and infrastructure. So while they're an improvement, they're not a complete solution. Let's move to another promising area, carbon capture. This technology aims to remove carbon dioxide from the air or capture it at the source before it enters the atmosphere. In theory, it could allow industries to continue operating while reducing their climate impact. There are already pilot projects in early-stage facilities using this approach. But carbon capture is still expensive and energy-intensive. Scaling it up to a level that would make a significant global impact is a massive challenge. There's also a risk that relying too heavily on future carbon capture could delay more immediate actions, like reducing emissions in the first place. Now let's talk about something less visible, but equally important, efficiency. Technology has made many systems more efficient. Cars use less fuel, appliances consume less electricity, and industrial processes are more optimized. At first glance, this seems like a clear win, but there's a phenomenon known as the rebound effect. When something becomes more efficient and cheaper to use, people often use more of it. For example, if cars become more fuel efficient, driving becomes cheaper, which can lead to more driving overall. That can offset some of the environmental benefits. This doesn't mean efficiency improvements are useless, but it shows that technology alone doesn't automatically reduce total impact. Behavior and policy still matter. Another area where technology is making a difference is data and monitoring. Satellites, sensors, and AI systems can track deforestation, monitor air quality, and analyze climate patterns in real time. This information helps governments, organizations, and researchers make better decisions. It also increases transparency. For example, illegal logging or pollution can be detected more quickly, making it harder to hide environmental damage. This is one of technology's strongest roles, not just fixing problems, but making them visible. Now let's consider agriculture. Feeding a growing global population is a major environmental challenge. Agriculture uses large amounts of land, water, and energy, and contributes to deforestation and emissions. Technology is helping here in several ways. Precision farming uses data and sensors to optimize the use of water, fertilizers, and pesticides, which can reduce waste and environmental impact. Lab-grown meat and plant-based alternatives aim to reduce reliance on livestock, which is a major source of emissions.
Genetic research is developing crops that are more resilient to drought, pests, and changing climate conditions. These innovations have real potential, but adoption takes time and there are economic and cultural barriers to overcome. People don't change what they eat overnight. Now, here's the deeper issue. Even the best technologies operate within a system that prioritizes growth and consumption. If overall consumption keeps increasing, efficiency gains and cleaner technologies may not be enough to offset the impact. For example, if renewable energy makes electricity cheaper, it could lead to increased use, more devices, more data centers, more production. If electric vehicles become widespread, total vehicle numbers could still rise. So the question isn't just whether technology can solve environmental problems, it's whether it can do so faster than demand is growing, and that's uncertain. There's also the issue of access. Advanced technologies are not evenly distributed around the world. Wealthier countries and regions tend to adopt them faster, while poorer areas may still rely on older, more polluting systems. This creates inequality in both environmental impact and solutions. Global problems require global participation, but technology alone doesn't guarantee that. So where does this leave us? Technology is essential. It provides tools that didn't exist before. It can reduce emissions, improve efficiency, and open up new possibilities. But it doesn't automatically change behavior, economic incentives, or political priorities. Without those changes, technology risks becoming a partial solution rather than a complete one. The most realistic path forward is a combination. Technology, policy, and behavior all need to work together. Governments can set regulations and incentives that guide how technology is used. Businesses can adopt more sustainable practices and invest in cleaner systems. Individuals can make choices that reduce demand for high-impact products and services. None of these alone is enough, but together they can reinforce each other. In the end, technology can help save the environment, but only if it's used in the right way, within a system that values long-term sustainability over short-term gain. Otherwise, it may simply make the same problems more efficient, and that's not the kind of progress the planet needs.